Are you, in fact, encouraging us, or have you had enough of us?
Oh, no, we're encouraging you, and we want to build our relationship even more closely and closer than it is today. We see enormous prospects for the Philippines, and we see, greater links possible, not only, through the people-to-people links, but also through business, through trade, through defence, through security, because there's lots of shared interests that we have in the region. And there's lots that we need to do together. We've got some relationships that are very similar, with the Chinese, with the United States, which is very interesting, and we've got some really interesting regional issues that we also need to focus on together. Yeah. So there's a whole range of reasons why the Philippines and Australia need to be close. Yeah. And so for me, it's most gratifying trying to work out how do we do that in terms of attracting more Australians to the Philippines, because that I'm keen to do, both in terms of tourism, but also in terms of business links, to build on what we've already got, because the relationship sits on defence, security, intelligence, elements of business, development assistance and cooperation, but there's more that we can do on the business side of the house that makes it even stronger. And so in the time that I've been here, I've been looking at how do we do the business piece better.
Well, how do you do the business piece?
So,
because
you
mentioned tourism and business,
yep.
And I know more Australians are going to other countries in Southeast Asia than in the Philippines. What's keeping you away?
So what's keeping us away?
How might we attract more Australians?
So I think that the Philippines and me as ambassador need to sell the Philippines to Australian business better, because I think there's not the degree of recognition about the prospects for the Philippines down in Australia that the Philippines deserves. So one of the things I've been struck by is the GDP growth. So if you look at what's going to happen over the next 10 years and put aside the first 2 quarters of this calendar year, where the growth numbers are a little bit down, but on average over the next 10 years we're going to have more than 6% per year growth for the next decade. Yeah. Now that's phenomenal. Now any country would want to be part of that, and particularly a country like Australia that is indeed so close and has really good linkages with the Philippines already. So therefore we've got 300 plus Australian companies here now. They employ 44,000 Filipinos today, but there are many more Australian companies that I'd like to get here. We've currently got them right across the breadth of the business arena, from business processing right through to construction and all sorts of other types of engagement. So our biggest companies are here, ANZ, Qantas, Macquarie, QBE, all of those. But there's more that we can do here in the Philippines, so I'm trying to get those companies up.
Have they mentioned the areas of concern? So, I mean, when we talk about the region, I know more of them are going to, of course, Indonesia, Vietnam, Thailand. Yeah. What is keeping them away from us? I'm sure they've mentioned it to you.
Yeah, they have said that they hear, what they hear in Australia is about martial law. And therefore,
this is Mindanao.
Because that's what sells newspapers in Australia. It's not necessarily the good news. It's often things that cause people to pause.
Same here.
Yeah, right. So that's been interesting. I think the important thing to note, though, in response to your question, is that on a survey that was recently conducted of where do Australian business want to go, the Philippines is now #1.
Really? Yeah. When was this conducted?
This is only conducted in the last few months across Southeast Asia. And so the Philippines is #1 in terms of where we want to invest and come.
And what's the but? There's a but. But why are they not coming?
So they're not coming at the current time. I think, well, that survey says a great deal about what the potential is. But I think we just need to publicise the growth and the reform and the change that's occurring in the Philippines better in Australia. And that's a responsibility that I have if I want Australian business to come up here and do it.
Well, Ami's being the pessimist. I'll be the optimist here. She wanted to know what are the concerns of Australian businesses. You can continue to expound on that, but I think you're also saying that, a new survey says they are keenly interested in the Philippines. Yep. Why are they interested? What are they seeing now?
So they see the growth rate as very significant and the Philippines' trajectory as something that they want to be part of. So they want to invest in the Philippines and cooperate with the Philippines and partner with the Philippines because they can just see the enormous potential for business to do well here.